We're on day 54 of our 60-day healing journey to establish inner union. Day 54, we have 6 days left. Today we're going to be talking about inner peace. The affirmation for today is, peace is something that I cultivate. Peace is something that I cultivate. So I create my own peace. I create peace within myself, in my environment, from the actions that I take and the things that I partake in. I create my own peace. I do things that bring me peace. I create ways to make peace for myself. If this means taking time for yourself, doing breathing exercises, listen to some soothing music, setting the mood in the room that you're in, getting extra rest, whatever that means for you to create your peace. Peace has to start within. We can't wait for other people to make peace for us. We have to create our own peace. Essentially, we want to become peace. That's how we cultivate peace, by becoming one with peace. So whatever that means for you, however you create that peace for yourself, taking a long warm bath, a long warm shower, what does peace mean for you? So that's our affirmation. Peace is something that I cultivate. The somatic practice is slow breathing. So we're going to breathe slowly, in for 4 and out for 8. And if you could do this practice for about 15 minutes or so, you will notice that your focus starts to change. You become more aligned. You can concentrate better. You're thinking clearer. Your moods change. So do the breathing, slow breathing for 15 minutes daily if possible. The visualization is peace settling in. So visualize peace settling in. What does that look like for you? How does it look for peace to settle in your life? So we're going to do that for our visualization. What does peace look like for you settling in to your life? The journal prompt is, what disrupts my peace? What is disrupting my peace? Is it something that I'm partaking in on a daily basis? Is there people that I'm communicating with on a daily basis that are disrupting my peace? Is it the environment that I'm in daily or on some type of regular schedule that's disrupting my peace? What is disrupting my peace? Is there a noisy neighbor? Is there someone that just forces themselves on you because you haven't created healthy boundaries yet? What is it that's disrupting your peace? The practice is protect peace today. So do what it takes for you to protect your peace today. Protect your essence. What does that mean? That's what we're going to be doing today, protecting our peace. Does it mean that I need to leave early so that I can not in a negative way, but for me to avoid certain confrontation, that I leave early? Or that I may, instead of going somewhere that I routinely go, instead I choose another place because I already know that this won't be a peaceful environment? Do I avoid phone calls that may be draining to me, that may be doing too much, making me too excited, taking me out of my element? Do I change conversations when I feel like the conversation is going left? I redirect it so that I'm protecting my peace. Do I stay away from negative conversations? I know for myself that I've noticed recently is that when a lot of people are into this specific topic that I don't want to mention, but a lot of people like to talk about this negative topic. And before, I would listen to them, but I would probably chime in a little bit just so that they wouldn't feel ignored. However, recently, I've noticed that what I've been doing is when I hear them speaking, I just let them talk. And I realize because I don't, and not in a rude way, but because I'm not actually entertaining that, I'm protecting my peace because I don't want to get pulled into this negative talk about some of these things are happening in the world. I'd rather look at it from a positive perspective. So in order for me not to get pulled into that, I just let them talk so that they don't feel ignored. But I noticed that I kind of observed instead of absorbed to protect my peace. And when I did that, the conversation ceased. I noticed that happened 3 times today with different people that were talking about the same topic, and I just wasn't into it. So I protected my peace and I did not engage. And people feel your energy, and they kind of, if they feel like you're not responding to them, then sometimes they may become quiet. But before, I would engage because I didn't want them to feel like I was ignoring them. But really, I don't want to have that conversation. So I didn't. I just allowed them to vent and get what they had to get out. I observed, but I didn't absorb. And then the conversation went away kind of quickly. So that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing for our practice, protecting our peace today. Whatever that means, going home early, staying away from certain people, certain things. The holistic tip is silence or soft sound. So we're going to practice being silent for a while, or listening to some soft music or soft sounds, some frequencies that keep you calm, something of that nature that'll bring you some peace and bring you back to your center. Protecting your peace is so very important because a lot of times we give our power away by letting people disrupt our peace. And a lot of times we already know that these same people will come with the same thing each and every time. And we allow it to happen and we don't protect our peace. But who else is going to protect your peace if you don't? So before going into these situations, we have to breathe, we have to be intentional, and we have to understand who we are dealing with and protect our peace at all costs. You're not wrong if you don't engage in negative conversation. You're not wrong if you don't partake in negative activities. You can make a choice. You can avoid these things by not even engaging or setting yourself up to get into these situations so that you're able to protect your peace. You have to do things routinely to keep you at peace. There's a lot of chaos happening in the world right now, and whatever it takes for you to maintain your peace in a healthy way, start practicing that every day. Because if you're being dumped on negativity all day long from all the social media, the radio, people talking about it, if you're being dumped on with this all day, you have to find ways to protect your peace. Like I said earlier, you might do things like taking a warm shower, taking a warm bath, going for a walk, going outside and being in the sun to get some of those rays to calm you down, listening to some music or frequencies that mellow you, being easy with yourself, journaling, just taking a nap sometimes, being in a cool environment, snuggled in your blanket. Whatever that means for you to maintain your peace, find ways to self-soothe and self-regulate because nobody else is going to do that for you. So that is our practice for today. I will see you tomorrow. Peace and love. Mwah.